Hello friends, family and other creatures of the sea, and welcome back to a best of 3 between 2 players, both of them starting with an S. The first one here at the top left is going to be Stats, someone who we haven't seen in a very long time. He's been back for I think a month and a half now or so. I personally haven't seen any of his games. Did qualify for the GSL. Curious to see what he can do here against a Scarlett. Here in the bottom right, spawning as our red Zerg player from the most recent Korean Starcraft League number 8 here. We have this best of 3 coming right at us. Stats for the people that are not aware, for a very long time the best Protoss player in the entire world. Went on a, went to the military, I want to say in 2020? No, probably later, 2021 I guess it was. 2021, came back here at the start of this year, or I think somewhere in March. Has been playing a bit, qualified for GSL, taking out Creator twice, also beating Scarlett in that specific GSL qualifier with a 2-1 score. So yes, he's back, and yes, he knows how to play, but he isn't where he used to be. Currently on Aligalak, ranked 10th in South Korea and ranked 16 in the world. A very respectable spot to be, of course, but used to be way higher. Used to be at the very top there. Top 2, top 3. A player that whenever he entered the tournament always had the chance, or always had the, you know, the kind of the momentum, the skill set to win. That's not the case right now. He's definitely an underdog in versus a lot of opponents in that top 15, in that top 20. Curious to see how he's going to develop over the next few months. We've seen with Hero how quick it can go. I mean, Hero, he came back and within 5-6 months was honestly one of the best Protoss players in the world once again, and I think Stats might be capable of doing the same thing here as well. Seen average APM of 190, Shield of Ire. Opening up with a Stargate. A little bit interesting on this map, because this is not necessarily a great map for Stargate openers. It is a very hard map to defend often for Trolls, because the fort base is so difficult. So you have this line base, but it's really far away, and I mean there's a lot of different attack paths leading into this fort, leading into this third. If you take the forward one, that can be difficult as well. I mean, there's massive run-by potential towards your third base, in towards your natural flanks coming from this side in general. And of course, if these rocks get taken out, there's a pretty big entrance into this fort base itself as well. So there's really no fort, but I don't even want to talk about this when I look at this. Like, pretty much a 360 surround here for Zerg with Banelings if they want to attack this base. So yeah, generally, I think this map tends to be a Glaive Adept opener out of Protoss, but that doesn't seem to be the case here for Stats, who will start with a couple of Adepts and with a quick Oracle here coming out as well. Second gate is being started. We'll have to see how that will be used. 4 links are out currently. 6 links are out currently. 8 links are out currently. Okay, here we go. A little bit of aggression, a little bit of scouting perhaps as well here for Scarlett. Building more drones behind this, obviously. Felt like it was necessary to build these links initially. She's lost 1 already so far. Evo chamber goes down as Scarlett will get the confirmation here that indeed it is a third base. In that case, Evo chamber is fantastic, of course. Fast +1. It's going to be so darn useful. Second Oracle also out as the third one starts. Let's take a look at the first person here for Stats. See what he's capable of doing with these oracles. How fast can he move? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, whoop, 4, and shift clicks away here basically immediately. Does have 4 adepts ready to perhaps go for a little bit more here. These oracles still have their pulsar beams on, and Scarlett not quite ready for this oracle flyby in towards the third base. 7 drones do get taken out here. Forge gets constructed as well. I think this was some really nice damage here coming out of Stats. Tough early game for Scarlett. Here come these adepts as well at the same time. 7 links are out, 7 queens are out. It's all about this next wave of links. Will they be in time to help out here? I think the answer might be no. The adepts are dealing a decent chunk of damage already right now. 3-4 workers will fall. Adept Shade will finish up into the main base as well. Scarlett actually seemingly in a bit of trouble here, losing 14 workers in a game that has only lasted 5 minutes and 22 seconds so far. Third base now vulnerable, not a single queen inside. Spore not quite done yet either, as here come the oracles. Looking for damage, will get the damage. 1, 2, 3. Add 3 more onto the already very long list of drones that have fallen. We get to 17 here. Blink as well as +1 as a follow-up, 4 stats. We see the Robo facility already done. A little bit of a probe cut coming out of stats. He might be afraid, but he might also be setting up for a massive timing push here with, well, going up to 6, 7, maybe even 8 gateways. This is a huge cut here in the worker count. I'm somewhat surprised by this. Stats definitely wants to kind of pile on the aggression here. Scarlett, on the other hand, wants to rush into Hive for a quick adrenal gland. See the hatchery in the main base, see a hatchery on the 4th. So low drone count, straight into Hive. I kind of dig it. Maybe even thinking of some type of, I don't want to say it, maybe some ultra type of play here against like higher stalker numbers. Something you can do, but I think initially it really is just going to be for that adrenal gland. Absolutely vital upgrade here. As Queens now will be taking a bit of a beating. 1 oracle will fall. That is very sloppy there out of stats. He's going to continue to try and deal some more damage. We will take out 2 drones. Robo Bay as well as second robotics facility on the way. I thought this was going to be a more dedicated 3-base timing, honestly, a little bit faster, because he cut his worker count for so long, delayed his gases for an extremely long time as well. And now Scarlett, honestly, if Scarlett manages to attack into Hive right now, which she definitely should be capable of doing, Vipers could be on the way, adrenal glands could be helpful, but really Vipers are the main unit here that could make a huge difference. Don't forget, Scarlett is working with a relatively low gas count. We're only working on, well, 4.5, as this one isn't even fully saturated, so 4 and 66%, 4 2/3 extractors. That means that yes, the worker count isn't great for Scarlett, but there's a lot of mineral mining going on. That's important if you're focusing on mainly building links. Carapace on the way here as well right now, as Hive is a little bit over halfway done at this point, and I don't really see a way for stats to push before Vipers are going to be out, before these upgrades will kick in. And that could be an issue. That really could be an issue. I actually believe that in this very specific niche scenario that we're in right now, I kind of believe that Ultras would be an okay call. It would be a good call. I actually do believe this. Because there's nothing that deals well with Ultras in this army composition right now. Stalkers don't deal well with it. You're not building up an Archon count. Transitioning into Immortals without Archons is hard. Transitioning into Immortals without having Storm is difficult as well. So I'm really struggling to see what the counter is to the Ultralisk currently. Perhaps the counter is killing your opponent before Ultras are out. As we see stats moving out, Ultralisk Cavern is indeed on the way. 30 more seconds to go. Don't forget, chitinous plating still needs to be researched at that point as well. Such an important upgrade. Scarlett managed to go up to 91 workers here, despite an absolutely atrocious early game, managing to kind of weasel her way back into this. And now also, I think, trying to perhaps set up a run by, could even be with Banelings in here. Don't forget, +2 has finished. One-shotting probes is now on the table, and that could be a real issue. Double gateway wall coming in, stats being extremely... No, I wanted to use the word patient, but I think patient is incorrect. I think it's too passive almost. I'm not sure if this is still being patient or if it's just being not aggressive enough. I feel like he had a very good lead, and I'm not quite sure if he had used it, if he used this correctly. He's stacking into Storm right now. The first Ultras are out. Stats, don't get me wrong, is still ahead, and he still most likely will have a kill timing, but he killed 21 workers in the first 6 minutes of the game. This should not be a game anymore. We should be back in the lobby screen, waiting for the second map to load in. But instead we're here, and Scarlett has a crap ton of minerals as well in the bank right now. Has 52 larvae saved up. This is the highest amount of larvae I think I've ever seen. Look, it's waiting to kind of respond, I guess. What is this? What are we waiting for? I mean, there's a push out. 86 links all at once. A massive larva stack up. Link's now trying to take out a Colossi. Did not quite go so well. Colossi with +2. Will be absolutely smashing links at this point. Storm has finished up as well, but Immortal count is tiny. And don't forget, that really matters against larger Ultra numbers. What is the Ultra count right now? It's only at 2. That could be the saving grace here for stats. The fact that this Ultra count is so small. Do we have Anabolic Synthesis yet? No, we do not. We do have the Chitinous Plating. We do have +2 Carapace on the way, as well as the +3 melee. Now, Zealot Run-By is being set up here towards... This was the third base, right? Yeah, towards the third base. Adrenal Glands links are going to absolutely blast it out of this world, though. The stats now simultaneously moving forward, clearing a little bit of creep and pushing into the spine wall. Vipers coming in. Blinding Clouds are good, but Stats just walks out of it, and that's also good. Nice kiting coming out of Stats, who still has a lot of units, blinks forward. Ultras will fall. There was no flanking motion here, which seems to be the main issue. This army can kite forever. No fungal, no way to keep this army in its place, and that means that these Ultras do not get the damage that they want. Scarlett quickly falling in supplies. GG gets called here. Stats wins game number 1 in a rather dominating fashion. Scarlett here opening up with some shenanigans. I think this was a 15 hatch, 15 pool. Making sure that she couldn't get blocked here by this early probe. Follows it up with a 17 gas. But the hatchery and the pool will finish a little bit faster than we're used to. But won't have too much of an impact on this game, obviously. Now, what will Stats do here on Neo-Humanity? Neo-Humanity is a slightly harder map, in my opinion, to deal damage on with Oracles. But it's also a better map to play Oracles. Defensively, you don't have to worry so much about too many things. Last game, well, he never really had to worry about anything because he was so far ahead after that early game. He played it out very patiently, which apparently was the correct way to describe it, because he ended up just winning with a powerful Storm Colossi push there, a bunch of Stalkers as well. Moves back with this probe, has seen enough in this early game. Now, Neo-Humanity is an interesting map. It's one of those maps that is not so much race favored as that it's, you know, players should have strong preference on this map. Some people really like the fact that there's a rich Vespene geyser over here. Rainer, for example, almost always takes this base as his third base, which is just massively interesting. There's a Stargate going up as well right now in the main base of Stats. As two links will be chasing this probe all the way out. So yeah, we'll have to see, wait and see what's going to happen here. So far, Scarlett not taking the rich Vespene geyser base yet, and we do have a Stargate on the way, of course. Is that the third adept? No, it's just the second adept. Very slow with the Chronos here. Stats, that is. Speed on the way. So, okay, has the first tumor been taken out? Why is there no tumor quite yet? I guess that's the difference here. If you play like a 15 hatch, maybe you can't quite build a tumor. It's possible, of course. It's just not a viable way to play. It's unsafe. I'm not aware of that. I simply do not know. So could be correct, could be wrong. Scarlett here with a heavy focus on eco so far in this early game. The second gate does get constructed in the wall. And so will the third adept be on the way here. It's kind of scouting the edges. This is some semi-risky movement. It's not really risky, but it's risky enough where if 10, 12 links meet these two adepts, these adepts are absolutely toast. They've been separated from this Oracle, and they're planning on going in right now. Speed isn't done yet. Speed is actually extremely late. Look at the timing of this Evo chamber. Scarlett rushing it out, saying, hey, I've been building a lot of drones, and now I want to build a fast Evo chamber. No info whatsoever here on the third base, just assuming blindly that she knows what's going on. And ends up being correct with that gamble. These should not finish up, I don't believe, yeah. Will get cancelled here. As the double Oracle now moves out. We'll fly through a couple of textures there on the map. And start wreaking some havoc here on the other side. This is pure links that are being rallied across the map, going up to 16. I think Stat sees this link flood and says, hey, that's weird. Maybe I need to be a little bit more safe at home. Maybe I need to play a little bit more defensive. StarCraft 2. So we do have these 4 adepts out already. Make that 5 and 6. Scarlett wants to try and get some damage on them. Don't think she quite can. We'll get the scout at the same time. Oracles once again making their way over in towards the 3rd base. Take out a bunch of drones there. Very frustrating start for Scarlett. Built a lot of links. Couldn't achieve anything with it. Lost 5 drones as once again Stats is coming back in. Scarlett not really ready with the vision, is not seeing them come. Just a single queen in the main base will kill an oracle. As a bunch more workers do go down. 11 has fallen again here in this early game, and we see this represented in the worker count as well, 53 to 44. Now with one oracle going down, it's not necessarily the end of the world. Taking out an oracle is always big, is always important, is always huge. But I really do believe that Scarlett is not in a great position. I mean, 11 workers, it's not entirely brilliant. Bailing Nest is being constructed already. Perhaps a similar plan here for Scarlett's last game. Stats, however, changing it up as we see quick 6 gases, fast 2nd forge, but a 4th base as well over here. And this is Stats just abusing the map, saying, hey, this map is not that great for all-ins, right? Like, how easy is it to kill me? Well, actually, I think a lot of the time it's relatively easy to kill you, but that's a story for another time. Stats believes that that's not the case. Goes for double forge, 2nd robo bay. This is an extremely greedy build order here. Out of Stats, and if he gets away with it, he'll set himself up for a fantastic mid to late game. However, if he doesn't get away with it, then he'll die. And that would be frustrating. Dying generally is an experience I do not wish upon anyone except my opponents in the game, that is. 6 more gates coming in as well. Look at that. Just using everything to wall. This is so greedy. If you're being attacked right now, like, all of your infrastructure is super vulnerable. It makes it really difficult to defend and to warp in units. Worker count is relatively close as gas 7 and 8 are being built at the same timing as gas 5 and 6 in the last game. So that kind of shows the difference of pacing here for Stats, saying, hey, I want to really, you know, up the tempo a little bit when it comes to the eco. Just go hard or go home. And Stats definitely is going hard. Has 4 adepts in this prism. Wants to get some map control with it. Try and take out perhaps this watchtower. At least try to take that watchtower. It would be nice for a start. Double oracles as well here in the dead space. No, 7 overlords on the way, 2 infestors as well. Not sure if neural parasite is going to be researched. Pathogen glands definitely isn't. Neural is an interesting spell as well, but I think will just be used for fungal for now to kind of hold these units into place. If you start 2 infestors at this point, then by the time your opponent pushes, you might have 2 fungals per infestor. It's still 4 fungals you can use in the fight. Makes the start of the fight way harder for the Protoss players. These adepts actually do get some damage in. 7 more kills for Stats. As once again he hits the 21 kills. This time it took him a little bit longer, but did eventually get there. Double Evo as well for Scarlett, who probably should continue spreading creep, and already does have a hive here. And instantly throws down that Ultra Cavern, instantly starts the double Viper as well. With the Drishfest Bean Geyser, of course, lots of gas in the bank. Perhaps even wants to go up to 10 gas here. So there's 4 Colossi out. I feel like Stats is just playing the exact same build as last game, just with a 2nd forge. Look how many cannons he's built. Just in random positions, like he's preparing for some type of muta play. This isn't going to be Mutalisk, obviously. There's a freaking hive out. We have an infestation pit. We have these double evos. And we see the Ultra Cavern once more. I'm so surprised by all this. It's going to be 6 Colossi. Stats is playing this like we're playing Wings of Liberty. Look at his army. His army consists of 4 adepts and 6 Colossi. That's it. Now starts pumping out Immortals. Look at this. Look at these. Oh my good lord. 19 kills on 1 Colossi. 5, 4, 5. That's like 30, 35 kills shared between these Colossi. That is a big number of bad boys over there. Creep tumors will also be taken out right now. I can't believe he's just legitimately moving on the map with pure Colossi at this point. This is such a crazy army composition. No anti-air whatsoever to speak of. Did he lose all his stalkers? No, he researched Blink to build pure Colossi Immortal Adept. That is something else, isn't it? Look at all these links just dying. What is this? Is it a roasting party? Resources lost 3,600 against 675, 130 units lost. Majority of those are going to be links, of course. Almost all of them are, and the rest is drones. It's links and drones, 100 links exactly. Not a terrible start here for Scarlett, who hasn't really achieved anything yet. Now trying to tech into Greater Spire. Does have the +3 as well as the chitinous plating on the way. Double infestors. We have these Vipers as well. Let's take a look at what these Ultras can achieve. Can they achieve anything is the real question. Of course, here comes another Ling run by. This time might be capable of taking out at least something. Kill a single Templar. Of course, not quite enough for losing, what, another 20 or so Zerglings. As these two Oracles are perhaps in some trouble. Parasitic bombs could destroy them, I think. A little bit of a standoff here. Nope, nothing gonna happen. Instead, we'll see Blinding Cloud. Most likely, double feedbacks means that both of these infestors go down. And first Viper gets feedbacked as well. Storm's now raining down on top of this army. Scarlett trying to add in a couple of Corruptors as well, as these Immortals are getting taken out. This is a fabulous fight here for Scarlett, who's completely destroying stats at this point. Ultras are being kited back as two new Immortals will show up. I think Scarlett might be overcommitting a little bit here. Will lose every single Ultra, but it also take out a lot of supply of her opponent. 130 supply against 178. We have a crap ton of links. I think some of these links probably should be used for a run-by rather than in a straight-up engagement. These Colossi will be capable of taking them out at a very high pace, of course. We do have 6 more Ultras on the way as well. We do have the Anabolic Synthesis. We have the chitinous plating. There's no +3 carapace on the way, but I think we can forgive Scarlett for that because it's not going to be the end of the world. Greater Spire has finished up as well, if I'm not mistaken. And it means that Broodlords are now a real possibility and a potential threat here that Stats needs to, well, take care of. It needs to keep in mind at least. We'll have 3 units. Does have the Blink ready as well, which means that, yes, Brutes are good with their impact, and you still need anti-air against them. But unless there's 12, 13 Brutes, I honestly think that with the upgrades that Stats currently has, this is not going to be much of an issue. Scarlett is most likely setting up for an attacker, needs to get rid of these Ultras. Ultras are kind of like the late game Roach. Once you have them, you want to get rid of them as soon as possible because they lose value so quickly once your opponent gets the correct composition. Scarlett is setting up for a bigger attack right now. I can only imagine. Yep, here we go. Walks into a stasis wards for starters. Six more Corruptors on the way. Spire. Second Spire, that is. Being popped out. Almost feels like that Stats is going to be the player that will go in here right now. No Broodlords being morphed yet. This ground army is looking a little bit scary. There's 7 Immortals and 7 Ultras. Usually the rule is, I believe, you take your opponent's Ultra count and you do +2 with the Immortal counts. If your opponent has 8 Ultras, you go for 10 Immortals. If your opponent has 9 Ultras, you go for 11. It's really not that difficult of a formula. I don't think I need to give any more examples. The first 2 Broodlords are on the way right now, as well as Pathogen Glands. The Stats is moving forward. Starts clearing some creeps. Scarlett painfully out of position. The first Viper will get sniped here by the Stalkers. Now jump forward. Banelings do not get any connections. Ultras just kind of going in one by one and being taken out. Look at the big boys with the guns just shooting everything to shreds. And wow, Stats pretty much destroying Scarlett here in this best of 3 in relatively short time. Interesting to see. Well, for me, I think this is the first games that I've watched with Stats in it. Hadn't seen any others yet. I'm really curious how he's going to be performing in the GSL. If I'm not mistaken, he qualified for that. I definitely, yeah, he beat Creator twice. He must have. So yeah, I'm super curious about that. But yeah, interesting little series. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see all of you next time for a new video. Bye bye.